What is up, guys? Eric here with Team Eccentric, and I'm bringing you guys another Mermail combo featuring Neptibus, One Water, and a bunch of discards. It's kind of the standard line I go down every time I do a Mermail combo. I apologize for the lack of content lately. There's been a lot going on in my personal life. I just found out I'm having a baby soon. I'm pretty excited, nervous, etc., etc. Just a lot going on, but I just haven't really had the time to get content up. I've had a few videos that I've kind of been sitting on that I posted last week, but really was nothing major. But here, I'm trying to bring you guys a combo, as always, featuring Neptibus, One Water, and a bunch of discards. This is the general Raiho version, so this is not the Testudo lock. This version just gets you to your standard end board, I'd say. So it obviously starts off by normal summoning your Neptibus. You're going to use your Neptibus, you're going to send your Atlantean Dragoons for cost, and you're going to add your Abyss Running Atlantean Spirit. Dragoons will trigger on a following chain to add your Deep Sea Minstrel. You use Minstrel in one non-consequential water, and you're going to look at your opponent's hand and insulate yourself from a hand trap. Then from there, you're going to use the Abyss Running, tributing the Neptibus for cost. You're going to summon your Coelacanth, and then the Neptibus will trigger, reviving your Abyss Running. Here, you're going to use your Coelacanth, you're going to discard a card, and you're going to summon a bunch of fish. So, 2 Pikes, and then a Greethus. Then you're going to Synchro Summon Pike and the Greethus, and you're going to make your White Aura Monoceros. And then Monoceros effect will target your Greethus and revive. So here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use Greethus, and you're going to target your Deep Sea Minstrel in your grave and revive it, because your opponent should have 4 cards in their hand. So you're going to revive the Minstrel. Then you're going to Exceed Summon the Minstrel and the Rhine, and you're going to make your Lavirtue Dragon. The effect of Lavirtue Dragon you're going to use, and you're going to detach. It doesn't really matter what you detach here, but I usually like to detach the Rhine to get it into grave as soon as possible. And you're going to add back your Atlantean Dragoons. Then you're going to Exceed Summon for 7, and you're going to Exceed Summon into your Abyss Trite. And then the effect of Trite, you will target your second copy of Pike and revive it. You'll use the effect of Pike, you'll discard the Atlantean Dragoons for cost, which will add you your Mermail Shadow Squad, and then Dragoons on following chain will trigger and add you Moon Glacier. Here, you're going to want to Exceed Summon this into your Poseidon Abyss. And the thing is when you make the Abyss Trite, you always want it in this zone, and then you're going to move it down with the Poseidon. And then that will allow you to then perform a Link Summon in another zone. You're going to make your Princess Coral Anemone. So then you're going to use Coral Anemone, and you're going to revive your Greethus. Then that should leave you with 5 waters in grave. So you're going to summon Moon Glacier and rip 2 cards from your opponent's hand. Then from here, you're going to Synchro Summon once again, and this time you're going to make your Deep Sea Prima Donna. Now in this combo, the thing about Deep Sea Prima Donna is it's not as important to use the effect to summon or add from deck. You're actually only making it as a body that allows you to shuffle in the card that you minstreled away. So if your opponent has a breaker, you're going to shuffle that away. If your opponent has a starter, then you're going to shuffle that away. But if your opponent has a hand trap, you can just shuffle it away just to give them less card advantage, so they don't have as much to discard off of their effects, which isn't relevant as much, but still puts them on less cards, right? So then you're going to link some of the Poseidon, the Lavirtue Dragon, and the Princess Coral Anemone. And you're going to make your Mermail King Neptibus. And then you're going to use your Poseidon's effect in grave. You're going to discard the Shadow Squad for cost. And then you're going to actually revive the Shadow Squad, which means it won't trigger, but that's fine. You don't really want it to trigger here. We're going to revive the Greethus. And then we're going to revive the Rhine. And then because the water was discarded, we can trigger the King Neptibus, which will add us our Abyss Sting Triana. So, now here, immediately, we're going to make Prima Donna and Abyss Rhine into our Lancia Ancestral Dragon of Ice Mountain. Now, the reason why I put the Ancestral Dragon of Ice Mountain here is because obviously Prima Donna's effect when it's used as synchro material makes it so that the monster that it's made with cannot be targeted, so you don't have to put it under the Mermail King Neptibus, it still can't be targeted. Then from here, you can use the Shadow Squad, discard any card, doesn't matter. Just keep the Triana in hand, obviously, and you make everything with a level on your board that's water level 7. Then what you're going to do, you're going to Exceed Summon into your Mermail Disguise, and then you're going to use the Triana, and you're going to revive your Neptibus. The reason you're reviving your Neptibus is because this is a level 7, so then you can Synchro and make your Dragite. And that is the end board. So you have your Negate with Mermail Abyss Gaios, which will trigger this to add this back. You have the Dragite, which is obviously a Spell or Trap Negate. Neither of these can be targeted because of King Neptibus. And you have the Erlancia Ancestral Dragon of Ice Mountain, which when your opponent special summons will summon General Raiho, which is effectively a continuous Murakumo, and you still have 1 card in hand. So it's pretty decent. I think it's a pretty solid combo, and there are ways to mold this combo in such a way that you get Poseidra. Like if you have other lines, you can get Poseidra in your hand, or Poseidra in your grave with Neptibus in your hand. You can do all sorts of different things. And the thing is like during your opponent's turn when they activate a monster effect on board, you can detach the Gaios. You detach from the Gaios and then trigger this, and then this will get you the Triana, and then Triana can be your discard for Rhine, which will get you another draw. There's a lot of ways to really make this combo work around your opponent's lines. So I think this combo is pretty much my standard line right now. Since I'm not playing the Testudo anymore, I may consider siding the Testudo just for certain decks that it could potentially beat, but I think honestly the General Raiho is actually kind of better now, because the thing about General Raiho is if it does get cleared somehow, like let's say for example your opponent manages to clear the General Raiho, but Lancia is still on board, you can revive the General Raiho again. It's up to twice per turn, and then also you can prevent your opponent from attacking with cards like Dragoon, because when you summon an Ice Barrier from the deck, hand, or grave, with Lancia, it non-target switches a monster's position on the board. So you can switch like a Dragoon or whatever big body your opponent has. You can non-target switch it to defense position so that they can't attack, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah, so that is my Mermail combo as of right now. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I really appreciate the views you guys give us. I will be trying to get more content up. Like I said, it's just been kind of, time has been really rough with everything going on right now in my personal life. So, but we will continue to make content. It's just a matter of when I can, But Eric here, Team Eccentric, and I'm signing out.